Hey guys, Solitaun Gaming here, bringing you some Elder Scrolls Online gameplay. I'm gonna, of course, inevitably throw in my thoughts and opinions, and I'm gonna try not to talk when they talk. Game is gorgeous, if you can't tell.
Slowly now. You've been through an ordeal. Take a few moments to collect yourself. Like you, I am a prisoner in this place, yet so much more. I am the past and the future, both. I am despair and hope. The tapestry we weave is a complex one. You cannot hope to see its pattern in its entirety. Not yet. You must rescue me, and I, in turn, must rescue you. You must escape from this cell, take up arms, and protect yourself. Then find Lyris Titan.
Alright, as I was saying, game is gorgeous. I've spent probably 5 hours so far with this game. This character I created is a Nightblade, but I'm going to use him as more of a melee mage.
Arm yourself.
It's going to be more of a life siphon mage, which a lot of people, I think, really like that idea. And I'll see if it works, if I like it, and so on and so forth.
Don't be greedy.
The best thing for, I think, a life siphon mage is dual wielding. Because of the fact that you attack faster, which means you'll siphon more with the higher level siphon attacks that you get magicka and stamina and health. That's why I go with the twin axes here. Some tips and tricks. Number one, turn on auto loot so you don't have to keep popping up with that window. It makes things just go that much faster. It's just so much better. I am a Brenton. This time, that's probably not going to be my main. More than likely, I'm going to go with the Dominion. Rather with the Covenant.
Approaches. Strike it down.
First taste of combat in this game. I like the combat. I like how it's very much a little bit more Twitch-based than most MMOs are out there.
Of time, any indecision becomes decision.
The only other action MMO that I have played really extensively was DC Universe Online.
Blocks the path ahead. Dispatch him quickly.
This game plays a lot better than DC Universe Online. The animations are better.
Are you all right?
Hold on, I'm gonna
I heard fighting.
go ahead and show you. 3 lines: magicka, health, and stamina. Pretty easy to tell. If you're doing anything with your class, you go magicka. If you're doing like a tank, you go health. If you're doing anything with weapons, you go stamina.
You got more meat on your bones than most of these poor bastards, and I see you've armed yourself. Good. I hope you've still got some fight left in you. You're going to need it. A fellow prisoner. The name's Lyris. What? Who told you to find me? The Prophet. He spoke to you? What did he say? Ha. That sounds like the Prophet, all right. He's a prisoner here, too. It was very dangerous for him to speak to you, even for a moment. You must think you can help me. Break him out, of course. Believe me, I can use all the help I can get. That blind old man is the only person alive who can help us get back home. Tamriel's a long way from here. Keep your weapon ready and stay sharp. This place is full of surprises.
Alright, like I was saying, magicka for your class abilities. If you want to go mage, you usually always go light armor if you try and go magicka. Of course, you can change it up depending on the character development or the character type you want to create. Which I really love, how you can customize your character like that. Makes you stand out from everybody else. There's so many combinations, so many things you can do.
Trust in her. Prestige. Confidence is a beast that grows 2 heads by each that is confident.
If you go weapon, you usually want to go medium armor because of the stamina regen that medium armor gives you. And of course, if you're going tank, you go heavy. Pretty simplistic. If you guys have been watching any of the Elder Scrolls, you know the beginning part here, and you know all this other stuff. But those who haven't, I'll try to tread light on most of this stuff. So you can better understand the game and better understand it when you actually get into it, if you are deciding on getting it based on gameplay
The Sentinels
videos.
are at the top of those towers. We need to find a way up. Magical constructs created by Molag Bal to guide his vision in Cold Harbor. The Sentinels are connected. If we destroy one, the others will be blinded. With any luck, that will buy us the time we need to free the Prophet. I have no idea. Brute force? We'll find a way. We have to. Be ready for anything. I doubt Molag Bal left the Sentinels unguarded.
Now, my plan with this character is to go mostly light armor and a little bit of heavy, because I will be in the front lines, especially with dual wielding. But because I do life siphon, having that dual wield and the faster attack speed is a must. I think it optimizes the life siphoning. Also, if you're gonna play solo, Nightblade, of course, is probably the best class, besides maybe the Templar. Because of the self-healing that you can do with Nightblade, with Life Siphon, with stealthing, so you can get out of combat relatively easy. My main trees are gonna be Shadow and Life Siphon. I'm trying to create kind of like a Shadow Priest type of character. A frontline Battle Mage Shadow Priest. It's really cool how you can come up with these different classes that you don't necessarily see in a typical MMO. Sort of like a frontline Battle Mage Shadow Priest, like I'm trying to come up with. Gameplay, in my opinion, is good. It feels good. It plays nice. Now, this is the build without unit collision,
Hermamora's wagging tongue. The
or
door's warded. We'll never get in
better
this way.
combat that they made improvements to.
Damn it. Destroying
But I
the
still
Sentinels
liked it. I
triggered
still
these
liked how it
wards.
felt. How
We'll need to find another way
everything
in.
flowed together.
Maybe Cadwell can help us. Cadwell is the oldest of the Soul Shriven. After years of torment, Soul Shriven usually go insane and turn feral. But not Cadwell. He was already insane before he left Tamriel. Mad as a box of frogs, but completely harmless. You'll see. Cadwell sees things as he wishes them to be. To him, Cold Harbor is a wondrous place. It's his home. And he knows it like the back of his hand. He's usually down by the river. Let's go find him.
Voice acting in this game is really good, and mostly every character you talk to, every character I've talked to so far while playing the beta, has had voice.
Hello, what's this? Out for a stroll then? Lovely day for it. Sir Cadwell, yes, indeed, a pleasure. And fair Lyris, good to see you, my dear. How are you then? Oh dear, well that is inconvenient, isn't it? Tell you what, I happen to know another way in. Much more of a scenic route. Rather a fun little jaunt, actually, full of traps and corpses and nasty beasties filling up the bits in between. Rather cautiously, I expect. Watch your step, hold your nose, and do mind the traps. There'll like as not be a fair dose of running and skull bashing as well. Follow the river. You'll find the door to the Undercroft at the water's end. Once you're inside, stick to the light, and you'll find a ladder that will take you right up to the Prophet straight away. Do give him my best. Best of luck. Do check in now and again, won't you?
Now you also have other options there to go into more of the lore, like who you are, who Cadwell is, and so on and so forth. That's pretty much every character you come across that you talk to. You can actually delve deeper into the lore. If you're a hardcore RPG Elder Scrolls fan, then that's probably what you would do. But for time purposes, I just kind of skip it and move forward. Now, the voice acting is great. The voice animations are awful. I don't know if they're going to change that because this is just the beta. But a month till release date, I don't think they can really change it all that much. Oh, they also, one of the improvements they've done is they've added more loot to the game. So you see I'm running past all these chests and everything, they all say empty and so on and so forth. That's going to be different in the final game. Also, people were complaining that the storyline was very linear at the beginning, which is very different from a Elder Scrolls game. Well, they changed that with the new build. You will be, after this starting tutorial area, which is very linear, but it's not that long, as you'll see.
The Prophet's cage should be just ahead. Quickly now, we haven't much time.
They're going to change it so that you get dropped off directly into your main city of your faction. And then you can go exploring from there rather than getting dropped off into another tutorial island.
Alright, the good news is we made it here in one piece, and the Prophet looks unharmed. Now the bad news. It's going to be up to you to keep him safe and get him back to Tamriel. I'm not going with you. I probably should have mentioned this before, but it never seemed like the right time. There's a trick to opening the cell. The only way for a prisoner to leave is for another living soul to take their place. I need to swap places with the Prophet. Believe me, I wish there was, but I don't see anyone else here with a beating heart, do you? If Molag Bal isn't stopped, he'll destroy everyone and everything we've ever loved. The Prophet chose you for a reason. Get him to safety. I'll be fine. There are magical locking devices on either side of the cage. You need to deactivate both of them so I can begin the transfer. Once it's done, get moving. The Prophet will know where to go, but he'll need your eyes and your protection.
And those changes that they actually made to the new build are very much praised, and the people that actually can play it are very thankful for it.
I give myself that the Prophet might be free!
Thank the divines you are safe. There is that at least. Lyris sacrificed everything that we might go free. Her sacrifice must not be in vain. I wish that were possible, but I promise you, once we escape Cold Harbor, we will find a way to rescue her together, Vestige. That is the name I have given you. You are but a trace of your former self, a soulless one, an empty vessel that longs to be filled. It is as the scrolls foretold, but not exactly as I imagined. That is what I've come to be called. My true name is lost even to me. Years of torment have taken their toll. Quickly now, we must make haste to the anchor. The anchors are Daedric machines of the darkest magic. Their chains bind our world and pull it towards Cold Harbor. I can use one of these anchors to return us to Tamriel, but you must lead me to it.
Here you can see all the different skill lines you can go down. You can go down crafting skill lines, so you could be a master crafter, and everybody will have to come to you for some of the best armor and weapons in the game. Now, every weapon uses stamina except for the staffs, the destruction staff and the restoration staff. Those actually use magicka. Now, with this build, I found myself running out of magicka a lot. So, having a staff...
How amusing! And yet, so very sad.
So having a staff actually uses your magicka a lot more than I think this build is built for. Here's a mini boss fight here, the Anchor Guardian. Not gonna be a hard fight, of course. First mini boss in the game.
The Dark Anchor's portal is high above us. I will prepare a spell to lift us to it. But first you must reattune yourself to Nern in order to regain your physical form. To do this, you will need a Sky Shard. A shard of ethereal magicka that carries the essence of Nern. Some link them to Lorcan, the missing god of creation. If you collect and absorb its power, it should restore your corporeal form. I will summon one of these shards for you to absorb.
Sky Shards, you collect 3 of those, you get a skill point.
Fall upon us now and anoint us with your blessing. There, quickly, collect the Sky Shard.
And they're scattered throughout the world of Tamriel.
It is time. If we are to return to our own realm, we must act quickly.
First, you must activate the anchor. I can sense the dark energy emanating from 2 devices on either side of me. Activate both devices. I will begin the ritual that will pry open the jaws of oblivion and allow us to escape. There is no way to know for sure. In fact, it's extremely unlikely we will both arrive at the same location. Fear not, I will find you again when the time is right. Now go! Activate the devices. Great Akatosh, dragon god of time, your children are lost in the fog between worlds. They cry out for mercy. Hear my voice, Akatosh. I require your strength. Let the way be opened. Let these wandering souls return home. Let the will of Molag Bal be denied. Hurry! We must go now!
Now, for a game that looks this good, performance-wise, I was rarely getting below 60 frames per second. Even with the GTX 760 that I have while recording. So, I actually can record it at 60 frames per second and be fine. So, this game is optimized.
The vestige awakens once again. Come here. We must speak. As I feared, we arrived in different locations. I am in a city of industry where men speak of intrigues and plots beneath layers of innuendo and pleasantry. It matters not. You have awakened once again, and we must set you on your path. The voyage between worlds was both chaotic and violent. It deposited us in Tamriel, but some distance apart, and quite unceremoniously upon our heads. I lost consciousness myself for a time.
For the time being, your journey must continue without me. Venture outside, explore this new place and learn what you can. Expose the agents of Molag Bal, wherever you find them, for their means are perfidious, and their scheming ever-present.
I cannot foresee that, not yet. But we will meet again. There is still much we need to accomplish.
Remember, the agents of Molag Bal are everywhere. Tread carefully. You were pulled from the sea by a crew of miscreants and scoundrels, but I sense no true malice in their hearts. It may serve you to aid me, and to better understand their struggle. They spoke of a leader called Khalid. She appears to be the captain of this vessel. It seems likely that she is either on board or very nearby. When I found a safe haven, I will contact you again. Until then, be safe.
3 ways to gain skill points in this game. First one, of course, is leveling up. Second one is Sky Shards. Third one is quests. As you saw there, I gained a skill point for completing that quest. So here's the dual wield tree that you can go down when you level up dual wielding. There's your armor trees. Your world trees, which there's 3 of those if I remember right. werewolf and vampire are the other two, I believe. And then, of course, your
I'm sick of this island, Colleen. I should be in Betnik, visiting my people.
Race tree.
Think, Lamore. How will we get there without a crew?
A little bit of looting in this game. That's pretty much how it works. It's not as intensive, I guess you would call it, as an Elder Scrolls game, but at least there is some.
Look at that, Lambor. Our half-drowned friend is up and about. We weren't sure you'd make it. Really, I just fished you out of the water. Master Kassan got you breathing again. The important thing is you're alive. But if you're feeling grateful, I could use some help. A job. Anyone who helps is going to get rich. Right now, I need a fresh face. Someone this island's butcher in charge, Headman Bosek, doesn't know and won't stop. Basically, you recruit the folks I need, you get a cut of the take. Interested? The 3 folks I need are crafty Larissa, Jakarn, and Naramo. Any or all of them would do.
Now, right there, I made a mistake. I didn't know that the beta would actually do that, but by clicking goodbye as opposed to where is, someone, I actually couldn't continue with the quest, and you'll see in a little bit that I actually have to come all the way back to the captain there to start it again to actually move forward. Kind of annoying. I don't know if they'll fix that for the final game. Or just, take out goodbye altogether so you actually have to click on where is someone. But here's Port Hunding. And this is the small island here if you play Brenton or Redguard or an Orc. Now, again, they changed it so that you don't start here. You actually pop into the main city of your faction, which for these guys is Daggerfall. Which people seem to think that's a very good change to the game. Now, you can always come back to this island, which I think you should, specifically for the Sky Shards. Let's see here, there's a little bit of a glitch in this quest. It'll get fixed when I come back, though. The Sky Shards aren't really hidden. As you can tell, they show you really where that Sky Shard is. That huge bright light you can't miss. And that actually shows you one of the Sky Shards is your first one on the island or your second one overall. Now, doing this before, I know Jarkin is in here, so I thought I could just go, right in, like any Elder Scrolls game, but you can't. You actually have to have the quest to go in there, which is a little bit annoying. So now I'm like, why is it all the way over here? Just to scout Stros Mackay over there, which I know that's where the wizard is. There are very much mixed feelings of this game. You either love it or you hate it.
Woe and ruin.
Now, the game does start very, very slow. Most MMOs do start slow, but this one, I think, takes the cake on some of the slowest starts, besides the Final Fantasy game that everybody says you pretty much are on errands for the first 3 hours of the game. This one's not quite that bad. Now, progression in this game is slower, and they made that on purpose. So you'll see when you actually leave the starting island, you'll leave about level 5, which is kind of slow, and it progressively gets slower throughout the game. But I think that's why they also added in Sky Shards and quests to actually give you skill points, so it kind of makes up for the fact that you gain levels relatively slowly. So now I have to run all the way back to the captain to talk to her again. I do like the distinct looks and feels of the different areas of the 3 factions in the game.
I'm sick of this island, Colleen. I should be in Betnik, visiting my people.
Think, Lamore. How will we get there without a crew? Look at that, Lambor. Our half-drowned friend is up and about. Really? A job. Anyone who has 3 folks he's a thief. There's an entry. Bloody Captain Hale. The Scream Bosek. Bloody Bosek. Captain Hale. Deserted. The ruler of... If by disagreed you mean...
So I just skipped all the dialogue there because I was relatively frustrated that it had come all the way back. But now we can continue with the quest. The lighting looks good, even though your character doesn't have a shadow when you come across a light or anything like that, so dynamic lighting could use a little work. I don't know if that'll be fixed when the game actually releases, but it does give you more of an immersion feel when your character actually casts a dynamic shadow. And my settings are on the highest possible, so it's not a settings issue. There's some more of the looting. They do put just enough in there to make it kind of seem like a Skyrim game. Or not a Skyrim game, an Elder Scrolls game.
Hey, you're not a guard. You have to help me. Well, that's perfect. Get me out of here and I'm at your service. You'll find me a man of many talents. If I found a handsome guy locked in a cell, I'd free him. Is that really important right now? Sure, I took that gem, but he took it from some poor merchant. Tossed him in here to die. Can't steal from a thief, can you? Get me out of here and I'll owe you.
Alright, as you could tell there, if you were paying attention, I leveled up my skill
I owe you for
trees.
this. Thanks.
Even though I didn't
get out of here.
use any of the soul skill trees, they were just on my hotbar, and they level up if they're just on your hotbar. You don't actually have to use them. Yeah, see, my soul magic leveled up. My soul trap leveled up to level 3. Just getting rid of this friend invite. I don't know who that was. I think he was just messing around with the system to see, you know, how it worked or anything like that. But go ahead and decline him and move on. Now, in this little bit of a beta walkthrough of what I've played or what I recorded in the beta, I will do about 30-minute videos This one's coming pretty close to the end here. Getting in some more combat.
This might be just the drink talking, but
Alrighty guys, well, I'll let this one end, and I'll see you guys in the next video.